Hello, and welcome to this episode of Crate Conversation. I'm very excited to be here with Charlie Bacon. He is from the Brick Township Morning Rotary Club, and also he works with, I guess you guys work with Shore Movement for year-round food drives. So really, I wanted to get to meet with you to talk about all the great things you're doing with this organization and how we can help. So,
thank you very much, Mayor. So I've been a member of the Brick Morning Rotary since 2015. The club was actually founded in 1994, so
we've been around for a while.
We've been around for a while,
Yep.
31 years, and we have about 30 members right now in the club. And each one of them bring unique talents. Some are business owners, retired folks. Some of them have not-for-profits. So we have a good, diverse group
nice
that
mix.
Really makes it helpful for us in some of the community things we do. Our club is actually part of Rotary International. Rotary International was founded back in 1905 by a man named Paul Harris. He was a lawyer out of Chicago.
Okay.
And Rotary International still has its roots there. And Paul Harris, because of what he did, we actually have a Paul Harris Award.
Oh, that's nice.
Give to outstanding people, or you can give it to family members as well.
Oh, wonderful.
And it's a way to perpetuate some funding at international levels. So that was, as I said, the first world organization. And one of the mottos they have, and we actually have it on our at our meetings, is service above self. And you'll see it in some of our literature as well. So a little bit, you'd asked me about Shore Movement the other day at the council meeting. And I want to give you a little history because for many years, and I was involved in some of this when I started with the club, we used to do food drives at supermarkets.
Oh, okay.
And one year they actually did 5 in Brick at the same time. And so what happened over time was more and more organizations would start doing food drives in November and December.
Right. And for the holiday season.
Through the holiday season. So we kind of got pushed out a little bit, and we kind of looked at that. And also, when you're involved with food and donations like that to pantries, they tend to have other areas of need around January, February. And as we found out more recently in the summer months as well, because a lot of the children are not in school.
And they're not getting that daily meal.
And they're not getting the daily meal, which might be the only decent meal they get. So believe it or not, back in November of 2020, right in the middle of COVID, we fired up what was called Shore Movement.
Okay.
And it was a combination of the Brick Morning Rotary Club and Wingman Planning. And Wingman Planning's out of Manasquan.
Okay.
And he, among many things, he develops websites, but he also does a lot of marketing. So it was a great partnership with us in doing that. And as you see, and thank you for bringing a bin into
happy to do it.
The municipal building. We have bins this time of year. We have about 25 across Ocean, Monmouth, and Middlesex counties.
Oh, great! So you have them in businesses and different areas around town. I'm guessing, right?
We do. We're always looking for people to put a bin.
Okay. You want to put a bin? Call Charlie.
Call Charlie. So.
And now, do you only put the bins in once a year, or do you have them there all the time?
They're there perpetually.
Oh, that's good. Okay, good.
And that's how we solved the problem of trying to get food out to food pantries year round. And then we have, it took us a year or two, and then we realized we used to switch out labels, and we said, why don't we just have one side for toys and the other side for food?
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So when we start going into the toy component, we just switch the bin around, and then you folks are great. When you ever have, typically the municipal building, Tracy will call us October slot. This month you didn't have anybody in, so we bring a bin in.
Wonderful.
And then we have trifolds out in your rack out there. Anybody who wants to join the club. So it works out well. And I brought a few stats with me. Hopefully everybody stays awake during this.
Oh, no, I love statistics. I actually really like statistics. So hit me.
So I'm going to hit you with the 24 donations. And, food donations, we did about 9,600 pounds of food.
Oh, wow.
During 2024. Cash donations, about 7,600, thanks to you and the community block grant.
Oh, good. Yeah.
We take that money that we get and we disperse that to the pantries. We did something a little different this year with turkeys because we were getting into getting 300 turkeys out to families.
Oh, wow.
And that gets pretty tough.
I bet. Yeah.
finding refrigerators and
I'm like,
freezers.
who's holding all these turkeys? Yeah.
Well, the VFW did it, but they were in a
Right.
refrigerator, and you got to worry about them defrosting.
Right.
So we had a new concept this year. We gave out gift cards.
Oh, that's easier. Then people can get their own turkey.
So they can get their own turkey.
Mhm.
And we actually did $8,865 of gift cards for families to go out and get their own turkey. So that was a big thing. The other thing we do, and this started even before Shore Movement,
Mhm.
was wingman planning along with Shore Luxury Limos, another company that Tom Marabella is involved in,
Mhm.
collected toys.
Okay.
So when we started Shore Movement, we asked if we could be part of that process to collect toys as well.
Mhm.
So right after Thanksgiving, we actually start.
You roll right into.
We roll right
Yeah,
into toys.
yeah.
And over the last 3 years, Jersey Mike Subs
Oh,
has
they're very
bins,
generous. Yeah.
and they're very generous. And most of the franchises in Ocean and Monmouth County, if you like subs, which I do, and
Mhm.
Jersey Mike's, you'll actually see
Me
a
too.
bin between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So they help us in that too. So it's really a very big team effort on that. So that's pretty much it on the Shore Movement, a little bit of the history
Right.
of Rotary, our club. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about our comedy night.
Yeah, that'd be great because you need to do fundraisers, right, in order to keep
We
all
do.
this rolling, right?
To keep
Yeah.
it all rolling, we need
Yeah.
to do that. So this year, our annual comedy night is set for April 5th.
Okay.
It's at the VFW. It's been there for many, many years on Adamston Road, and it usually fires up around 6,
Mhm.
and it'll go to anywhere from 9:30 to 10, depending on how the program's going.
Sure.
And it's a great fundraising event for us, and it helps us, to get back to the community
Mhm.
with scholarships, not-for-profits, things like that. The last few years, we actually have 3 comedians,
Oh, nice.
and
Yeah,
one of
so
them
it's
is
not
the
just
host.
one, so that's nice.
So we have a comedian hosted.
Oh, that's good.
So he will bring some comedy into it,
Mhm.
but he also will introduce the other comedians, and that
Sure.
program really works out well. So hopefully you and other people out of the municipal building might be able to come. It's a packed house.
Okay.
We have quite a few, basically over 40 plus tables of people. We have a gift auction as well. The last few years, we kind of shifted away from dinner. People bring their own dinners.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Yeah, and that's a cost savings for you, so you can roll more money.
Plus, it
back
got to
into
be
the
a lot of
fundraiser.
work, trying to
I know.
supply dinner
And who's going to serve it
and
all of
desserts
that?
and
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
We still do the traditional things, the way the actually comedy started, with chocolate and desserts.
Oh,
And
perfect.
we go after local vendors, Brick, Point
Sure,
Pleasant,
and then
Ayers,
they'll donate the items and everything.
and they
Yeah,
donate it,
very nice.
and then things of that nature. So that I also brought some press releases for you
Great,
and flyers
fantastic.
on that. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about was when we meet.
Perfect. Because how does one become a member of the Rotary? What does one have to do that?
Well, we'll talk a little bit about that. So what
Okay.
we like to do, first we meet every Wednesday at the Brick Diner.
Okay.
And we meet at 7:30 in the morning, and we have to, whoever's the president of the club, basically they got a couple rules. Start the meeting at 7:30,
Mm-hmm.
get speakers on at 8, and adjourn at 8:30.
All right.
And I know, Mayor, you took advantage of that last year.
I sure
You came
did.
in
That was very
February,
nice of you. Yes.
gave us an update on the town, and thank you
Mhm.
for that. And Mayor Ducey as well did it multiple times throughout
Sure.
his term and tenure of being a mayor on that. So we always look for people to give back, right? And the thing we do, there's other Rotary clubs, Tom's River, Point Pleasant, and Brick.
Mm-hmm.
Some work out well for us because they can do a morning meeting and go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Others are afternoon and evening clubs.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's kind of how that plays out. We like to have everyone come to at least 3 meetings.
Okay.
So they check us out, we check them out.
Sure. And then you can decide if it's the right fit, right?
If it's the right
Yeah.
fit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's worked out very well over the last few years. And we occasionally get about 1 to 2 new members a year.
Okay.
And then typically they bring all different things. We have, real estate agents, bankers, lawyers, business owners,
Mhm.
retired pharmacists, you name it. So we,
Yeah.
like I said earlier in this segment, we're a very diverse group,
Yeah.
and that really works out well. And that is pretty much what I wanted to discuss. Do you have any
Great.
questions for me or any
I
other
was
thing?
now I understand the process. You know, you kind of, if somebody wanted to come to a meeting, do they, to join, do they just show up or do they call, or like, how does that work?
They
Like,
could just show up.
okay, just to say like, hi, I'm interested in joining. And then you know, they could attend the meeting, I guess. And then that's how you kind of get to know them.
Yes,
Like,
we have a Facebook presence,
okay.
a website. And the way we do it, whether you're a speaker like you were or a guest, it's a complimentary breakfast.
Okay.
And that's kind of how we do that. So
Very
any
nice.
other questions?
No, that's just, I'm very excited. I wanted to make sure that we met this month because we haven't been here in Town Hall for another couple of weeks. So we wanted to get as many people donating as possible over the next couple of weeks. And then I'm just curious. So when you get the food, when you get the food donated, does it go to, you said it goes to food pantries, or do you work with individual families? How does that work?
We do work with some individual families around Thanksgiving.
Okay.
We will select 5 families in need and
Okay.
do it that way. Typically what we're doing lately, and this was a great question you asked, we try to get to 400 pounds
Okay.
of food. And we go through it all to make sure it hasn't expired.
Right.
And then with the 400 pounds of food, we then write a check for $500 for perishable items.
Okay, that was my next question, because obviously we're collecting non-perishable items like cereals and canned food and things like that. But then you supplement with, I know we last year when we had our cereal day and I had milk left over, you were my first call. Like, does anyone need any milk? In sealed, you know, like we hadn't gone through any of it. So
yeah,
that was nice that we were able to connect for that. Yeah.
So they need that as well.
Right.
And we're ready to actually do a donation right now. We just topped 400 pounds.
Okay.
And we'll write a check for $500. We're not sure where that's going to go yet.
Okay.
We usually, first of all, we check in town.
Sure.
Some of the pantries need food more than others. We have contact points that are familiar with Seeds of Service, St. Dominic's, in those areas. And then we go, if we have no one locally in town, then we look at the fulfill registered list of food pantries.
And then you can contact us from those.
And then we will contact, sometimes we will go out to Bayville. There's a few places there, or in Southern Monmouth.
Perfect. Well,
So,
thank you. This
yeah,
has
thank you.
been
That was a great question.
information. This is great information, and we're going to make sure that we put on the, you guys, you'll see how you can, when the meetings are held and where the website is, and some information about the comedy night that you guys have coming up as well. I want to thank you for joining me today to talk about all the great things that you do in the Morning Rotary and to talk about the Shore Movement food gathering and collection. I really appreciate it. And hopefully you'll see some new faces show up at your next meeting. That'd be awesome.
Thank you very much for having me in, and greatly appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next Great Conversation.